Your thing's on.
Scene 1, take whatever.
Scene 1, Bunny, take 1.
Wonderland is about this young version of Lewis Carroll. He's in his 20s, and he's time traveled to the present, where he meets this girl in the woods named Alice, and she's a struggling writer, and through their adventures together, she helps him get back in time for this big interview. And she also kind of inspires him to write Alice in Wonderland through her kind of quirky character traits. And in return, he kind of inspires her to keep writing. Well, this idea kind of came to me because I knew I wanted to make a female protagonist that kind of was inspired by Alaska from Looking for Alaska and Jo from Little Women. I really liked the idea of having her be a writer. And then I also just had rewatched Alice in Wonderland, and then I was just thinking about like how Lewis Carroll would have come up with that. So then I kind of just came up with this little story for it.
I think Taia's writing really, gave the whole crew, like, we all had the same real vision of what the film would be. I think she's so descriptive. So we were all really on the same page about what it would look like from the start.
Well, I really focused on making my lookbook because I felt like just sifting through kind of Pinterest photos of in the woods helped me kind of visualize it better. I mean, also finding just comp characters, like I said, for Alice and for Lewis to kind of just really cement their characters.
We were focusing a lot on the shot list because although I said like we were somewhat visually on the same page, we really wanted to make sure we were picturing every moment exactly the same. So Taia and I were really breaking down the shot list and lining the script and making sure we really just saw the same things and that we were going to get our identical visions, like, so that would be what was made.
Well, I mean, I'd worked with one of the actors, Olivia, previously, and we're friends, but it was, I think, kind of nerve-wracking meeting Zach, who played Lewis, because first off, he was older than us and I'd never met him, and I wasn't sure really what to expect. But I think overall, he's a very goofy guy, so I think that he was a good addition to the team, and he was really welcome to kind of just like work with me and take feedback, and he even had his own ideas that I think helped bring the character of Lewis to life, too.
I think it was very positive. I think both between the crew and the actors, the environment on set was very nice, very positive. We all worked together very well, but nobody was too, harsh or like rude. We were all very kind to each other, but we were also able to keep a lighthearted environment while still being productive and getting the work done.
With this film, it's so many intricate little tiny details that they have to do with picking up the papers and then fixing the pocket watch. With the pocket watch, it's like you have to pop open the back and then you have to specifically nestle the rock in a certain kind of way. So it was a lot of kind of having to just block the actors and talk them through the characters.
On set, it's about setting up the shots if it's just on a tripod, but with this, it was a lot of being right there in the scene and following the action. And I mean, that was a really unique experience for me to like be in there moving with the actors. So
a lot of the shots we did were very wide, and they were either tracking and like following the action of the scene, or they were very far away on the tripod and very wide. I either had to extend the boom all the way and make sure it stayed steady in very long, like 2-3 minute shots, or I had to coordinate and practice the blocking with both the actors and the camera operator to make sure that we didn't, bump into each other and both knew the movement of the scene so I could walk around and get the best audio possible while not interfering with anyone else.
Do you have any advice for aspiring filmmakers out there? And you can say this directly into the camera if you want to.
So, I think, well, for one thing, I'm not any better than you. We're on the same level here. But I would say it's good to work with other people and take feedback from other people, but also when you know that you have a vision and you know that your vision is like, you really strongly believe in what you're doing, sometimes you have to ignore other people's feedback and you just have to do your stuff.
Try as much as you can. Get yourself involved in different roles, different projects, even in and outside of school. Try different things. You might want to be a script supervisor for one thing, or a director, or a broom operator. And I think just while you're in high school and while you're early, even if you're not in high school, just while you're starting, try to get as much experience as possible.
Do what you love. Make the stories you want to tell. Oh, and only film outside in like warmer months, because really it's not fun to film when it's cold. I gotta say, I really like the Mad Hatter. I find him just such a fun character, and he feels so hectic and so chaotic and so just like weirdly bossy that I love him.
I liked the guys that were painting the roses red because they were kind of panicked about it. I think that was great.
Probably the Cheshire Cat, just based on like the actual design. I love the color scheme, the purple and pink, and the kind of like the effects they did with the eyes in the animated version, and I really like Enema's character. So yeah.